Hello, my name is John Muhr, the new fire chief for Cathedral City Fire Department, and I just wanted to welcome you today. And we're going to try something a little different this time, showing you our new fire station, Station 411. It's going to be a unique situation because we're going to be able to give you a virtual tour through the fire station narrated by Captain Jim Taylor.
Welcome to Station 411. Well, this is our reception area here. We have computers that the firemen can work on up here in the front, but also this is where we can meet and greet guests and so on and so forth and interact with the public. There's a bathroom in here, drinking fountains and such, but overall a pretty nice station, nice layout all the way through. This opens up into our apparatus bay where we store our fire engines and our ambulance. Our ambulance isn't here at the moment, but we've got 3 big bays, and as you can see, we can fit 2 fire engines end to end in each one of these bays. So the first section that we're standing in here is for our medic ambulance. The middle section is where we're keeping our reserves rigs right now, and then the section over there is going to be where our engine 411, our primary unit, goes in and out. Through our big doors, we've got 3 big doors, but so with the gate here, we have a big gate, which is kind of a different type of system. It's a cantilever gate, so there's actually no wheels and no tracks when the gate's closed. So all the wheels and the tracks are back here on the back end of it. So it kind of suspends and hangs freely once it's closed. But big heavy-duty gate, and it allows for pull-through of all the units into the station, and then we can go right out the front door. So you come in the back door and you can open up the backs and then pull right in, and then we can pull all the way through rather than backing rigs up like we were doing over on Date Palm. We'd have to basically stop traffic and then back into the station there, and this one allows for us to pull straight through, which is quite a bit nicer rather than getting people out in traffic and so on and so forth. The front doors are pretty cool because rather than the back like that, these A, open quickly, and B, they open to the sides rather than a roll up like the back. So that means there's an emergency. If you can see the little cord that's hanging down there, you can go and pull on that little release lever, and we can open these manually to be able to get the engines out. Say if you have a power outage or something like that, or an earthquake, we're not stuck with our rigs inside the station. Inside there is a very large generator that can support the fire station all on its own, so that we don't run without power. So we can still open our doors, we can still answer the 911 calls, and we still have all the electric back at the station. So the entire grid can be out, and we'll be totally self-sufficient with that. And so there's like a 10-second delay. So if power goes out here in the station for some reason, that kicks on within 10 seconds and we're back up and running again. In this area here, we have a washer and dryer that we use for like linens and bed sheets and other things that are not greasy, but we can wash uniforms and that sort of stuff here. But then we also have an extractor which we use to wash all of our dirty, greasy towels, but not only that, but our turnouts. So every station now has extractors in them, but that's what we wash our turnouts after a fire to try and get all those carcinogens off of there. One of the other things that's really nice about this particular station is this guy. This is a turnout dryer. So you can't just take your turnouts and throw them in a regular clothes dryer, because the heat actually causes the fabric to start breaking down. So then it no longer has its ability to withstand the fire and the heat and that kind of stuff. Where we can hang our jackets, put our boots in there, put our pants in there, and all that sort of stuff, and we can be dry in probably about 2 hours or so, rather than all day long, so we can get back into service with our primary set. Most of us have 2 sets, and you have a primary set and a backup set. Usually your backup set is your older set that you've kind of migrated into. In here is this is our workshop. So oftentimes there's a lot of things that we repair and fix, and we work on the fire engines, we work on stuff around the stations and so on and so forth. But this just kind of gives us a platform in which to use to try and do some of those repairs and things. Look up here too, this is kind of different for some of the other ones. We've actually got ceiling fans, and we haven't spent a summer here yet to know if how well they're going to work here in the bay. But we've got ceiling fans, and then we've got I think it's a swamp cooler. Well, I know it's a swamp cooler that sits up here on the top, so we can put some cooling in the bay as well. These are our Plymo systems, and if you're not familiar with what Plymo systems are, they're these big yellow hoses that are connected to an exhaust system. This whole track up here is part of an exhaust system. So and if you roll back just a little bit, you can look at the fire engine here, how we have it connected. It's connected to the exhaust of the fire engine. So when we pull in the station, we connect those up. And what that does is it starts essentially a vacuum or a blower inside this exhaust system, and it kind of sucks out all the exhaust that's coming in, and it'll exit out through the ceiling or the roof. Well, when we're ready to leave for a call, if you'll look here, when we're ready to leave for a call, we'll get to a trigger point that's on the track itself. I think you can see the little wires up there hanging on the side. It's got a blue wire next to it. Well, what that'll do is that'll cause that they're magnetic. What it does, it's an electromagnetic, so when it hits that sensor there, it causes this to release, and before we're just driving out the door, this is already starting to come off. But what that does is it allows us to start the rig without putting all those toxins and things from the exhaust into the bay. One of the things that we got here at this particular station is an indoor exercise equipment area. So I think we're still waiting on a few pieces of equipment to get here, but this is it allows the guys to sit in here, and when it's cooler inside, of course, than it is outside during the summer times and stuff, they can get in there and keep their physical fitness up. So moving into the day room, got a couple of easy chairs here and a television, but this is where a lot of our time is spent. We've got our kitchen area. We did all stainless steel countertops. They got a nice professional stove, 3 fridges for all 3 shifts. Our table, we had our table that was created by a couple of guys that work here at the department. The top is all one piece, and the bottom's all powder coated. So all the different colors you see are all powder coated, which should last quite a long time and should hold up to any scuffs or nicks or dings and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I did all the woodworking stuff, and one of the engineers did all the metal stuff. This station was built to have 10 people in it. So at the moment, right now, we've got between 4 and 5, depending on what day of the week it is. But it can accommodate up to 10. You know, they always say build your station for about 50 years down the road and where you expect and where you should be. So if you look, that station that was built across the street and now torn down, that station was about 50 years old. All right, so we're waiting for radio tones to alert the station here, and we'll see what it's going to do. So you can see it's getting a local alert now.
Station alert. Local station alert. Local station alert.
So you can see it just says local alert on it. When we get a call, if you look at the speakers too, you can see the red lights that are on the speakers. So that helps at night when it's dark and things in here, where sometimes you don't know what's going on because you just woke up or something to that effect. You can look up and you know that you have a call because you've got the red lights are on the speaker, even if you don't hear any more talking. Where it says local alert up here on the screens, it'll say engine 411, medic 411, and just let you know that you have a call. When we integrate in with our new CAD system, we give you all this information of where the call is, what the address is, what type of call it is, and a lot of different information will be able to come out over these digital displays. We got seating areas and our barbecue area, so it's not too far away from the kitchen to get out here to barbecue. So captain's office, computers for doing reports, and it's got a area that you can talk on the radio that way, but it's got the same sort of alerting system that office does. It has it in here, so those things will be simultaneous. And then in this way, you've got a dorm, but it's just a kind of a small room. There's not much to it. And then there's one bathroom, and there's the room that's on the other side. They both access into this particular bathroom, so it's kind of the Jack and Jill where they share the bathroom. So it's just a simple commode and lavatory sink and a shower. We have 3 particular bathrooms here, so 1, 2, and 3. I'll just show you kind of one of them. So, and basically all of them are the same. All of them are all gender neutral at this time. Down here, what they've done is they've created 4 lavatory sinks, so you can sit here and shave and do your other stuff and clear out of that bathroom. Once again, we were trying to build for 10 people. This is the dorm where the firemen and the engineers are, and accessible through both sides. You can either access it over by the kitchen area or back this way. So I'll walk you through here. Each area has its own TV that are Wi-Fi accessible. Every cubby has a locker, every cubby has a bed, and every cubby has a TV. Out here, if you'll notice, in our parking lot, we have our own fire hydrant on site, which allows us to start doing some training and things here behind the gate to where we're not interrupting out in the public, and we're kind of out of sight, out of mind, if you will, but it allows us to do some training here at the station, so that way if we do get disrupted on a call, we can just essentially take our hose lines off and leave them there, and we don't have to worry about being a nuisance out in the public and leaving equipment around. Sometimes when you're flowing a lot of water, you'll end up with big collections of water, and it makes a big mess. But this one, it actually drains really nice because we sit right next to the edge of the wash. So it drains out into the storm drain, and they can go right back into the aquifer that way.
So again, we are very proud and excited about our new Station 411. What we'd really like to do in the future is to have a grand opening in which we could invite the public and celebrate the opening of the new station and promotions in better times.